afternoon, and evening, wherever you are, and welcome to another NerdTube fan film reaction. I am here today joined by, of course, my partner in crime, Zamario. How you doing?
Fantastico. Glad to see you hosting tonight.
Every now and then we gotta lower the bar a little bit for me to host, so that so we can make Zam look good. And anyway, and joining us today is a very special guest, our good friend over at No Budget and Filk Ferret Productions from the Crossroads universe, Admiral Filk Ferret, Ray Frank Parker Jr.
It's okay. That's okay. I'm ovation today.
So today we have a request. Actually, it was a request from our good friends over at the Avalon universe, Josh Irwin. He asked us to review Mudd's Mission, which is a part of the Federation Files. Their YouTube channel is got about 2012 or 2,120 subscribers. So if you guys really like what we watch here today, make sure you go over and subscribe. Links will be in the description. And this film that we are about to watch has been out for about 7 months. 9 months. And it has about 9,338 views on it. So we're going to jump into this. You boys have anything to add? I know that Frank, you have had a chance to work with these gentlemen in the past, which is Glenn Wolfe and Dan Reynolds.
Basically, I worked with Glenn down on Avalon. He was he was doing the background stuff for uniforms and costuming with Josh. So I met him down there, and Dan Reynolds actually has made a couple of props for me for Romulan Ales that will be coming up for Crossroads hopefully within the next year. We're working on getting that. So yeah, I know them as I've talked to them on numerous occasions, and they're really they're a great group of people up there at Studio 66 for fan film. So.
All right. Well, I'm going to bring this up here. Zam, you got anything to add, or are we heading right into it?
Let's go. I have no idea what this is about.
Yeah,
can't wait to watch it.
It's called Mudd's Mission, so it's got to be about our boy, Henry Mudd.
Yeah.
A Wolf Reynolds production. Let me know if you guys can hear that. There's not much noise.
I can hear it. Sounds like it's like snowy, cold weather sort of sound I'm getting.
Yeah. Warp 66 Studios, which is a great studio, by the way, seen in many fan films.
Execute Warp 66.
Milk Calf Enterprises.
Martin Luther King Enterprises.
Starfleet Studios. God, I feel like this is the beginning of a Marvel movie.
God, how many people are involved in this production?
Space in between my ears. These are the voyages. Uh-oh, here we go.
Wow. A hell of a party.
Yeah, let me move that.
Who can it be now?
Is that supposed to be Harry Mudd?
I'm assuming.
Dad, hold on. Dad, are you getting this? Hello?
Dad, wait a minute. I don't have any kids that I know of.
All right. Hopefully this reaches that dear old dad of mine. Sorry, it's been a while. I know I've been busy. You've been busy. But I just want to let you know that Starfleet Intelligence found me yesterday and was interrogating me, asking me if I knew where you were. Lucky me, I didn't have to lie. I often don't know where you are. Hopefully you're not in too much trouble. But anyway, I gotta keep this short so it can't be tracked. Just thought you should know. All right. Stay safe, Dad.
Aw, dear old Dad.
Man has kept records diligently since the advent of the written word. His accumulation of knowledge has grown exponentially with each passing decade. As he moved out into space, this knowledge was combined with that of many other races to create the single largest repository of information in the known universe. The repository is known as Memory Alpha. This is where you can access the Federation files.
Oh, nice. So it's a
Captain's
TNG
log.
style.
Active Captain Parsons recording.
No, it's not. That's
We're
a,
in orbit of Gamma
that's a
Tango
TOS
6,
error.
conducting a
Sorry,
geological
TOS, I
survey
meant
with the
TOS.
Saladin to determine the viability of establishing a mining
apologize.
outpost on the planet. The atmosphere contains plenty of oxygen, with minor trace impurities which can easily be filtered out. Today, a tectonic study should reveal whether the surface is stable enough to proceed to the next phase of the survey. We have 4 more days to complete this assignment before we will return to Wrigley's Pleasure Planet to retrieve the captain from shore leave.
Ooh,
Sir, we are
impressive.
receiving a priority 1 call from
Warp
Starfleet.
66 Studios.
On screen.
Yes, sir. Admiral,
Thank you, Lieutenant. Commander, I hear your captain is enjoying his holiday.
Having the time of his life, last I heard.
That is good. I have a
Okay.
diversion
Can
for
we
you.
can we
Are
bring
you
the
familiar
captain,
with
the
crisis
captain's
occurring
dad, to
on
the
Cthulhu?
bridge, please?
Yes, if I recall, their planet is entering an ice age due to
Looks like
unpredicted
he's like
massive volcanic
22
activity.
as a captain.
Precisely. As Starfleet has been evacuating the populace as quickly as possible. However, this catastrophe has created an opportunity for undocumented migration on the Federation facilities.
Our borders are open, sir. Care to elaborate?
Well, let's just say that dozens of Cthulhians are randomly appearing at outposts throughout your sector. And the problem isn't that they're immigrating, it's that they're immigrating improperly, showing up at small outposts, taxing the resources available. Our best guess is a smuggler is dropping them off and then vanishing.
Understood.
Who could that be?
What do you need from us?
We have reason to believe that K7 is due a visit. Therefore, I need you to head there, monitor the traffic, and attempt to identify and apprehend the smuggler.
Will do. Do I need to let the captain know that we'll be late?
I've already extended his leave. He has every confidence in you as I do. We're throughout.
I'm trying to. He looks kind of like
Give me the Saladin.
what's his name? The guy that died a couple years ago was in Mission Impossible 3.
Captain. The Valiant has been reassigned.
Philip Seymour
You'll have to
Hoffman.
finish this one
Yeah,
up
Philip
without
Seymour
us.
Hoffman. That's what I was thinking of.
Yes, I've been
The guy
monitoring
reminded
the
me of.
Cthulhan situation. I knew it was only a matter of time before one of us was deployed.
Understood. Was there anything you needed before we leave?
No, we have this under control. Thank you. First Command,
Yes, sir.
good luck, kid.
Thanks. Helm, laying a course for K7?
That's a nice way to call your
What are we
captain in
waiting
front of
for?
the fucking
Warp
crew.
5. Punch it.
Call him a kid.
That's what I'm saying. He looks so young. Like, I mean,
know.
it looks.
I think executive officer, captain of the Lieutenant Weiser.
I think Kirk
It's
is
very
not the only
strange,
person who
just
got
as the scene at
streamlined
Dwyer's
into
dive.
to the service to captaincy.
Dwyer's dive. Never heard
Yeah, I
of
was
it.
thinking that, by the way.
It's a
regarding
private
Kirk
port
in
not
Kelvin
far from
universe.
Anyway, 24
And Johnny
Cthulhu
Rico
refugees appeared here. The
of Starfleet
proprietors were
troopers.
livid. The refugees claim memory
Starship
loss,
troopers.
having no idea how they got here. The logs show several ships have docked there that could have transported them. However, none of them had any relation to Cthulhu.
What happened to the refugees?
Cthulhu Oblongata?
Starfleet sending a transport for them. We're going to be reimbursing the station for its losses. 100 Cthulhu refugees appeared on Deep Space 2. Strangely, no ship large enough to accommodate that many passengers has been spotted there in over 6 months. Furthermore, the miners at Lima 2 have been selling crystals to a man named Cassius Nevo. After his departure, a dozen Cthulhu refugees appeared in the mines, again claiming memory loss with having no idea how they got there.
This one should be easy to solve.
I'll solve it.
Jonathan, I see you got your first command. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it, but I'm sure this isn't the only reason you called.
No, No, it's not. I just obtained this file from Varab Moonbase 1. Think you'll find it interesting.
Howdy, partner.
Mr. Walsh, I just wanted to thank you.
You have. Now good luck to you.
Wait, what should I do now?
What's your name, sweetheart?
I'm Lyra.
Lyra. My job was to get you off Cthulhu. I did. The rest, it's up to you.
I know you're looking for someone smuggling Cthulhans into Federation space. I'm pretty sure this is your guy.
Seems like it. Name's Walsh?
Oh, don't bother looking up Walsh. He's been dead for years.
How's that?
The man in that video isn't Walsh. I recognize him from an encounter a couple years ago. His name is Mudd. Harcourt Fenton Mudd. You can call him Harry.
Harry Mudd. Thank you. I appreciate it. We'll be on the lookout for him.
Well, good luck. Say hi to your dad for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Parsons out.
Oh, one more thing.
Yes?
Did you get the specs for the new communicators?
Yeah?
Let me know how they work out.
Sure. Will do. Parsons out.
I'm trying to figure out why somebody's wearing either security or engineering colors for landing the ship. And he doesn't have captain bars. Once I kind of got a good look at his arms. Is he like acting captain or?
Good pick out. Maybe they just happened to change the colors around.
Let's do a quick search. Then we'll authorize shore leave.
No, actually, I think you guys missed it at the beginning of the movie. He is the executive officer. Their captain is on shore leave right now, so he's acting captain.
Okay. Oh, fair enough. Good spot.
There's a tribble up there. Either that or it's one of Frank's wigs. Welcome to Space Vegas. It's D7, so obviously we're going to see Klingons. Or K7, not D7, K7.
Commander, I
Oh
have
my
Federation
God.
Ambassador
The heart,
Keelan on the
he's got a heart
comm
monitor on.
Damn new technology.
Those are the new communicators for TMP.
I'll take it here.
Yes, sir.
This is First Officer Parsons. What can I do for you?
He's the move elsewhere for reception.
Consortium here on Sherman's planet, First Officer. Where's your captain?
He's on leave?
There it is. They told us where it was.
The Federation decides to dump a bunch of vagrants on me, and I've got to deal with second string officers.
Hold on, Magistrate. What do you mean, vagrants?
Don't pretend you don't know.
Humor me.
Yesterday, Starfleet sent Commander Scott to obtain several tons of Trillium ore. Once the transaction was complete, he paid and then he left. Moments later, several dozen purple-headed aliens were seen just south of the mine.
Purple-headed aliens, that's
to be
racist.
exact. This is what I'm dealing with. Irate mothers searching for lost children, crying children left alone. Why is the Federation doing this?
I assure you, this is not the Federation's doing. And if you're talking about Montgomery Scott, he's on the Enterprise a couple sectors away, so can't be him. And those purple heads you're talking about, call it Cthulhans, and honestly, I'm just as curious as you are as to why they're on Sherman's planet.
Cthulhans. That makes sense. Scott paid for the Trillium with Cthulhan currency.
Well, it's starting to make sense. I'll tell you what, Magistrate. If you can accommodate them for one more day, I'll get a transport ship out there to send them to a refugee processing center and get them out of your hair.
One day. All right, Commander.
I appreciate it. I'll send the Valiant to come pick the refugees up.
Good day, Commander.
Good day, Magistrate.
That reminds me of,
I finished my sweep. No security issues found.
God, why am
It's
I
good
bad
to
with
hear.
names?
Got bad news though, Bob. Shore leave's canceled.
What's
Great.
Charlie
What's going on?
Dad's name?
38 Cthulhans got dropped off on Sherman's planet.
But that farmer guy looked like
What
Jigsaw
about you?
from the Saw movies.
I'm gonna wait here. Got a feeling he might show up.
You're taking
And
quite a
shore
risk.
leave is cancelled.
Why is that?
My
Once I
God,
get the Valiant,
it's
I may
always
not hear
cancelled.
back.
Yeah, that'd be great. First time on command, I lose the ship. Good luck, Bob. I'll see you in a couple days.
One of the Valiant, beam up.
One for the Valiant. Martin Sheen, that's it. I forgot his first name. Wow, that's some pretty fancy fly in there.
Yep. What the hell?
Well, that poor Tribble.
They're like large versions of Oompa Loompas.
Time for a refill.
Mr. Mudd,
Lorna, fancy meeting you here.
I don't have time for pleasantries. Where's my trillium?
I have it. I do.
I expected it last week.
Well, I took longer than I expected.
I'm docked at base scene.
You want me to load it now?
You said you had it!
I have it. It's something came up that can't wait.
I'm sure. I'll give you 24 hours.
Fine.
Oh, and Harry,
Yes,
I've got my eyes on you.
fine.
No sign of Mudd.
Man, this is a rager.
Man, what happened to those people? The people Mud walked in, or whatever, sorry, transported in.
Hey, Starfleet.
That guy got blackface going on there.
Is it a Klingon? Remember, Klingons were kind of like blackface back in the 60s.
Who's got my wig?
Hold on. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Oh, there they are.
Federation.
Yes.
The children of corn.
Okay, hold on. Harcourt Fenton Mudd?
Sorry, I think you have me confused with someone else.
I don't think I do. Come on.
Hey, you know him.
Can you get these Cthulhuans to temporary quarters?
Come with me.
If you want,
to live.
We know you're smuggling Cthulhuan refugees on a Federation outpost.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We have surveillance video from several stations showing you and the refugees together.
In my line of work, I come across all sorts of people. That's not a crime.
Okay, trafficking sentient beings is, however.
I'm not trafficking anyone. Search my ship. You'll not find a Cthulhuan on board my ship possibly ever.
Okay, that's true. We did check it. No Cthulhuan DNA. However, we did find hundreds of these. What are they?
Basic chemical compounds.
Okay, for what purpose?
I'm a trader. I trade in things. Rudimentary chemical compounds are sometimes on my ship, like now.
These don't hold any value?
True, but one takes what he can get.
Okay. Well, then how do you explain the massive amount of Cthulhuan currency, jewels, and valuables found in the compartments hidden underneath your floor panels?
You have no right.
Okay, well, let's talk about impersonating a Starfleet officer. Does the name Montgomery Scott ring a bell, Mudd? The trillium on your ship was purchased with Cthulhuan currency by a man claiming to be Montgomery Scott.
With all these accusations being thrown around, I request to confer with a local public advocate.
You're asking for an attorney?
I'm entitled to due process, not this unwarranted harassment.
Have it your way, Mudd. I'll get you a representative.
Does Harry Mudd sound like he should be selling Lucky Charms? I have no idea. Did he always sound like that?
He puts his froshins on each arms.
Did he always have an Irish accent, or was the actor got an Irish accent? We put in an Irish accent. I have no fucking idea.
Mr. Parsons.
He always had an Irish accent.
Yeah, he always had an accent.
My
Okay.
name is Skylar. I'm here to represent Mr. Mudd.
Oh, she's got gold. She's in gold
Oh, you're
face.
the local advocate.
I'm in private practice. Anyway, we need to talk.
Absolutely. Is he okay?
Where is Mr. Mudd currently?
He's in the brig on the Valiant.
We should have him present.
Understood. How about we meet on the Valiant in, say, 20 minutes?
Agreed.
Excellent. I'll let the transporter room know you're coming on board.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. She's gonna bring Adam Warlock with her.
Oh, the brig.
Let's go, Mudd. Legal counsel's here.
Legal counsel?
Legal counsel. I love it.
Miss Schuyler, Mr. Mudd, we need to discuss some, shall we say, irregularities concerning you and the appearance of Cthulhu refugees at several of your last port calls.
Oh God.
Well?
Mr. Mudd admits to conducting a mercy mission to Cthulhu in the interest of mercy and humanitarian aid.
At a huge profit, I'm sure.
Operating a spaceship isn't cheap.
Mr. Mudd assisting in relocating some Cthulhu refugees and some of their meager belongings to a couple locations in Federation space. It was with the best of intentions.
Oh, so the currency and the jewels are Cthulhu property.
Yes.
No.
Maybe.
Mr. Mudd, we've established that you've been smuggling these Cthulhans on Federation outposts. We also have evidence that you've been impersonating a Starfleet officer at least once. We ran the registration on your ship. That also came back false. But what I really want to know is how you've been smuggling them on this small ship of yours.
That, my good man, is a trade secret.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
I think we need a short recess.
Agreed. 1 hour. Security, please escort Mr. Mudd back to his cell. Miss Schuyler, can I get you anything? Food, drink?
No, thank you. But if you have a moment, I have a proposition. I'll tell you how he does it, but I want some guarantees first.
What do you propose? You're free to go, Mudd.
I am. Well,
now you are.
I don't know what to say. Thank you.
Don't thank me. Thank Miss Schuyler here. She determined coming clean was better for everyone involved.
She did she?
In addition to your freedom, she's agreed to give me this salvage matter converter and the specs to use it to restore those remaining Cthulhans.
I salvaged that fair and square.
In addition, the Cthulhan valuables will be used to set up a fund to help reestablish them on a new planet.
How am I supposed to survive if you've taken everything of value?
If I were you, I'd be grateful. The alternative was incarceration. Besides, you got yourself a hole full of trillium more.
You've made your point.
Okay.
I trust you two can find your way from here. Miss Schuyler, it's been a pleasure. Mr. Mudd.
Mr. Parsons. You, a legal counsel.
It worked?
Sure, but we're broke.
Not really.
Chocolate.
I love you. Let's go.
I love you, my daughter. Let's go.
Energize!
So they lied about everything in front of that fucking Starfleet office. And he didn't do shit.
Put it through.
Commander, congratulations on a job well done.
Thank you very much, Madam Ambassador.
There is just one more thing.
And what's that, ma'am?
The Federation has just finalized an agreement with the representative of Sharon. Sharon is going to designate the central continent as Sharon Prime, move the few remaining inhabitants there, then allow the Cthulhan refugees to repopulate the rest of the planet. The Federation will assist with relocating both the Sharonians and the Cthulhans.
Hey, that's great news. I assume the Valiant will have a part in that?
Correct.
Maybe.
You'll head towards Sharon, collecting all the Cthulhan refugees that are marooned in your quadrant, then deliver them to Sharon. Admiral Daniels will coordinate both the relocation and the evacuation, as well as the rebuilding of the infrastructure of Sharon.
Excellent. I'll await his instructions.
My sincere thanks on a job well done. And don't think Starfleet has not taken notice of your performance.
Ooh, we might be getting a gold uniform soon.
Parsons out.
Hey, it's your mate.
Captain's personal log. Addendum. My extended vacation is nearly over. I must say that the time off has rejuvenated me both mentally and physically. While I miss the
Those
Valiant,
are
my young first
marijuana
officer
leaves on
really
his
intended to be a
Hawaiian
very
shirt, by the
capable
way.
leader, and has not only impressed me, but the higher brass as well. The Valiant will be supervising the Cthulhan repopulation of Sharon. Starfleet advisory teams are already working with the Cthulhans to reclaim Sharon's
Oh, they got
abandoned
apples on other
infrastructure
planets too.
and long-dormant agriculture and manufacturing facilities. I'm a long way from retirement. I am very excited to see that the next generation of starship captains are already moving up the ranks and establishing a strong moral foundation for Starfleet's future.
I wish that he was narrating this entire thing. Oh, there's more.
Sir? I'm receiving a call from Mr. Laurie at Space Station K7.
I'm receiving a call from
He says the local public advocate
Commodore
has just
Grissom.
arrived and is looking for you.
Harry Mudd, you scoundrel. Send my apologies and let the advocate know that services are no longer going to be required.
Oh, that Harry Mudd.
That dastardly Harry Mudd.
Oh, no goody. Son of a gun.
Turn this down. All right, so while the credits play out, I think there's nothing else, I don't think, at the end.
No, they don't do after credits.
Oh, they're better than the rest of us. Okay, got it. I mean, if it's good enough for Marvel, it's good enough for me. I mean, anyway. All right, well.
Definitely a very good homage to the original series for sure.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we're going to start off with Zam. What did you think?
It was the only thing I have to say, I'm going to get straight to my negatives, is that I found it very hard to be engaged with what I was watching. Like, there was a lot of characters for a start. There was way too many people involved in this, and I think it could have been streamlined a little bit. And I did find some of the elements to be interesting, and there were some moments which were pretty cool. But I just wasn't getting gripped with what I was watching, unfortunately. But I don't want to discredit this too much simply because I thought it looked great. I thought some of the acting was very good. The effort was there to be seen for sure, But I think maybe, God, it almost sounds a really stupid thing to say, but maybe a bit too much effort in places where they didn't require it. I think this could have been streamlined and shaven off a few minutes here or there.
I'll say, so you feel like this could have been more of a 20-minute fan film rather than a 25-minute fan film?
For sure. Like moments of having recess and stuff like, you don't need all that. Just get to the fucking point. You know what I mean? Yeah, so I just felt there was more to this than it needed to be, and I just found it very difficult to get engaged. And I thought Harry Mudd was excellent, and I do feel like, as somebody who's reviewed several fan films, the hard on Star Trek fan film makers have for Harry Mudd is kind of ridiculous in my opinion. But this was probably the best of the Harry Mudd fan films that I've seen. I'll say that for sure, even though, as I said earlier, I found it very hard to get engaged in this. But I did try my best, and I do commend them for a tremendous effort of production, just generally. It was very well done in that sense. Frank?
Oh, okay.
Well, a couple things that I noticed, and I don't know if you guys know, the magistrate, by the way, was Dan Reynolds. And the transporter officer or chief was Glenn Wolfe. So they always seem to put a cameo of themselves in here.
What you're saying is that they're the Taika Waititis of Star Trek fan films.
Yeah.
I'll say the Alfred Hitchcock. That's just me.
Or Quentin Tarantino's, because he always tries to put himself in his films.
Yeah. So
at least somewhere.
Yeah, at least it's cute because Glenn plays. A lot of times he'll play the transporter chief. On board that, and it's really nice to see that they paid a homage to the Valiant and had Michael King from the Valiant series, actually do that cameo at the end because that's his ship. So once again, it to me it just shows. Our community together. His production values have always been up there. I mean, one of the things I like about Federation Files is they look at it and realize that it's hard to sometimes have the same people, return time after time. So Federation Files is basically done on a story episodic instead of an arc.
So it's like an anthology, more like.
Yeah, and this is what it is. And as a matter of fact, there was a couple people in there, and if you really want to see some really good ones, they've got a couple where they have a team that is back in our time period that are. UFO hunters. They are like a Fox Mulder and Scully, where they, are kind of a comic little thing where they find things, and they have a really good one, and you guys should take a look at it, where they're gathering everything from all the records over TOS and scene where the episode where they go back to the future to begin with the aircraft, the Delta sign constantly keeps on showing up. They keep on having these reports of this Vulcan ears, and they can't figure out what that is, and it's really pretty cute. And the communications officer who played on this one happens to be the female lead in that, and I worked with her pretty much down in Avalon. It's kind of hard for me to really find anything wrong with it, except I can't really, and the reason is because the story flows for me. Zam, I don't know. Maybe it's just the fact that I enjoy whatever I'm watching. I didn't think, to me, it was too long. You maybe when they were going back and forth, going, that could probably been truncated a little bit. But
Well, little things like the epilogue at the end with the guy with the Hawaiian marijuana shirt, not necessary, and I just felt there was a couple of scenes could have been shortened, just. But overall, like it wasn't necessarily. The length could have been the same if it just engaged me, Frank. If it really, I mean, I wouldn't be complaining about the length too much, I guess.
Yeah, no, it's fair enough. It's fair enough.
Yeah.
My turn?
Yes.
All right. So I am not a fan of Harry Mudd. I've never been a fan of Harry Mudd. So I'm going to try to step outside of my preference box here and talk about this. I 100% agree that this should have been a shorter film. I feel like they leaned a little bit too much on the quirkiness of Harry Mudd at certain points, and I really felt like that some of those scenes could have been cut out. If they wanted to do kind of like a Measure of a Man type thing where you have like this court case where they're actually bringing Mudd to justice, maybe that would have been a little bit more engaging. Him smuggling, I mean, he technically was doing the right thing by smuggling these people outside of Deltonic space or whatever it was. I don't even remember what it was. But I agree with Zam in the fact that it wasn't engaging. Especially, as I said, I'm not. Harry Mudd is a great Q antagonist.
Yeah, legacy character.
Yeah, but he can't be the main focus. Q is usually never the main focus unless it's like Voyager, which we all know what's wrong with that show. But still, Q would show up in the beginning, cause mischief, put them in some kind of harm's way, couple wisecracks throughout the way, and then at the end it's done. When you have such when you have somebody who's kind of like a Harry Mudd or a Q, because I feel like Q is kind of like the Harry Mudd of TNG. You know what I mean? Like he's that reoccurring character that keeps on popping up. I know Harry Mudd's even shown up in some Star Trek games, the TOS games. I think it was either the 25th anniversary or Judgment Rights.
And Disco.
And he showed up in Disco. I felt like that was a little bit different. And plus, I love the fact that he trolled the crap out of Lorca. Anyway, but yeah, I don't. As I said, on the outside, I thought the script was pretty good. As I said, except for what they could have trimmed out. The setting was great. The acting was fine. I don't know, but they did jump a lot, from a lot to Zam's right about a lot of people being involved because one communication after another communication after another communication. It kind of felt like it should have been and I get it. They're doing. They talk to the Commodore, then they talk to the captain of another ship, and I don't know. I felt like if maybe they would have streamlined this into a Harry Mudd trial type thing instead of giving all the background information, showing everything, them catching Mudd. I think they should have just started with Mudd in custody. And then they should have just gone from there and maybe do some flashbacks as to how they caught him as they're kind of going through it, kind of make it like a court case. I also feel like that as I said, and them getting away at the end. I know that's a Harry Mudd thing. Harry Mudd always gets away. I get it. Okay, that's how they did that. But yeah, I mean, I don't have any solid complaints about this fan film. Let me put it that way. Nothing's solid, nothing that I'm just oh God, so bad. Although we can tell they did not use Sam Cockings as their VFX, and so that is absolutely, now they owe Sam Cockings money just for not using him. So anyway, so I'll start my rankings and then we'll go around. I'm going to give it a pretty solid 7. As I said, I feel like there were some things that they could trim out. It's not bad at all. As I said, I wasn't blown away, but I wasn't scratching my eyes out. So I'm going to give it a solid 7 because the effort was there, the acting is there. Even though their executive officer looked like he was 22, but Hey, I mean, whatever. I mean, if Kirk can do it, so can he. You know. So yeah, so I'm gonna give it a solid 7. Frank, we'll go backwards. Frank, what do you give it?
I'd give it a 7.5. I give it a 7.5. You know, when you take a look at it, you know, after analyzing it and thinking about it, yeah, I could have probably been trimmed down, but I still, the production quality there, I know in my mind why they did certain things, but then again, I may have done the same thing. So I'm listening to you guys so I can evaluate, you know, things in the future of whether, you know, having multiple characters or what the actual audience is looking for. So
what you're saying is NerdTube is the definitive, knowledgeable fan base of Star Trek fan films. That's what I just heard him say.
No, not ever since
Anyway,
I lost freaking points because of wigs.
Zam, there were wigs in this one, so you might have to give it bonus points. All right, Zam, go ahead.
The rigs only count for Frank, by the way. But look, I'm gonna be the bad guy here, even though there was, with my mark. I just want to say there was a lot of things I did like. Some of the callbacks were great. Set designs were fantastic. Costumes. Some of the acting was superb. Visually, it looked great. Seeing like things like the tribbles and stuff like that. I loved it all. But I do feel story is a big chunk of this. It gets an above average mark, but just above. And unfortunately, for these 20 something minutes of watching this, I drifted now and again. You know, it didn't capture me. And so for that reason, I give it a 6. 6 out of 10.
Okay. So, with that all being, I'm like knocking my mic around. With that all being said, everybody, I talk with my hands because I got German in me.
Sorry, one more thing. I told myself I was going to say this. This fan film is the very definition of more is less, and definitely less is more. That's it.
All right. Well, with that all being said, everybody, thank you very much for joining us here. Frank, Zam, thank you very much for being my wingman on this. Everybody out there in YouTube land, if you have not already, please like this video, share it out with other Star Trek fan film or Star Trek fans that might like these fan films. We will also put the link in the description below. Go and support. If you like this fan film, it is your duty after watching this fan film to go and subscribe to them and like this video and leave them a comment praising their work. With that all being said, everybody, thank you very much for joining me. We will catch you in the next one. Peace and long life.